So this next slide, some of you may have seen this before. This slide actually came to me about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I always chuckle because at this point in my talk, usually most people will take their Starbucks cup and put it under the table like that. So, but I'm actually not going to pick on Starbucks, okay? I'm going to tell you that Starbucks is the best chain out there. In my opinion, the best. Why? Number one, they're not in the game of subsidies. Starbucks doesn't call up La Plata County and say, if we're going to open up there, you guys got to pay us to do it. No, they just do, thank you. Just do business. That's the way things used to be. Awesome. Welcome to our community. Thank you. Secondly, they pay for the health care of their employees. Thank you for not passing that buck onto our backs. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Okay? Love them. Now, let's talk about how they impact our local economy right here. So this side of the screen represents 15 Starbucks locations. This side of the screen represents 15 independent coffee shops, randomly selected. So let's talk about you spend your money on a latte at Starbucks. You don't really understand how a local economy works, and you're not really thinking about it, quite frankly. Okay? You're buying a latte. You buy that latte, you spend your money. They have the cost of doing business. How many accountants right here in Colorado do they hire? Do they hire accountants here in Colorado? Anybody? What do you think? No. That was a big no right there, okay? All right, none. Their accounting team is back in Washington State. There are 49 other states that have no accountants have a gig because Starbucks does business in their state. How about graphic designers? Do they hire any graphic designers here? No. How about website developers? Do they hire any website developers in Colorado? Payroll service providers, attorneys. It's a long list. You get my point. Those are secondary jobs, and they make the world go round. You're never going to read about them in the paper, but they're critically important. On the other side of the screen, you have 15 coffee shops hired an independent graphic designer to do their logo. They hire local bookkeepers, 15 graphic designers, accountants, payroll service providers, right? Website developers. Those are important jobs, and they represent dollars moving through the economy. Dollars changing hands and moving through the economy. Then we can talk about the third time a dollar moves through the economy when, let's say, the janitorial supply company keeps the accounting firm clean, and the accounting firm is only here because the local businesses hire them, okay? So at this point in my talk, I gave a keynote to a large conference of graphic design firms. And a woman sitting up in the front row, she smacked herself in the forehead really hard at this point in my talk. You could actually hear the smack. And I stopped my talk. I was like, oh my, are you okay? Everybody was like, do we laugh? What do we do? Like, what was that? And she said, yeah, I'm just really mad at myself. I said, why? She said, I have a graphic design firm. I used to have 8 employees, and today I only have 5, and it looks like tomorrow I'm going to have 4. And it never occurred to me until right now that I've been spending all of my money with companies that will never hire me. Think about that. She was so disconnected from how the economy actually works that she was spending all of her money with big box stores that are never going to look for a graphic designer that has 5 employees in her state. And instead, she thought, man, the light bulb went off. I got to get out and meet local businesses that actually might need a graphic designer. Wow. And everybody around her just suddenly woke up. Okay. Now, there's a lot of folks in the room that are like, how embarrassing that poor woman slept through government and free enterprise, and she doesn't understand economy of scale. You're mortified, right? No, this is not. It is not cheaper to buy a latte at Starbucks, right? It is not. They get some economy of scale, certainly, but it is not passed on to the consumer. Now, let's take this concept and we'll blow it up around the country. We could have 30,000 Starbucks locations, and they're still only going to have one website developer. They're going to have one graphic designer. And by the way, his feet are on the desk right now because they ain't going to update that logo anytime soon, okay? one accounting firm, etc. You get my point. Now, we have done this to ourselves in the U.S. over and over and over again. We've done it in pharmacy. We run to the big box pharmacy. We've done it certainly in building supplies. We've done it over and over again in clothes, on and on and on and on. We are a consumer-driven economy, and we're always just thinking about that immediate spend, the immediate impact. We've got to save, save, save. Well, it turns out that for every 2 jobs those big boxes create, that 3 jobs are actually lost overall. So we call this buying ourselves broke. In this rush to go out and get the best deal, we're actually eliminating jobs for ourselves and our children and grandchildren. And then we go home at night and scratch our heads and wonder, where did all the jobs go? And we get mad at the people on the TV as if it's their fault. We need to think differently about the way we as Americans spend money, because it directly impacts the number of jobs that are available.